everybody. Hello, 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 hello. How are we doing tonight? First time to be live on YouTube for a very long time. I hope we're doing well. I hope everybody is doing fantastic. And I am doing great. I'm doing absolutely amazing. Good to see. And these things are working now. So let me just see how I can bring my screen or myself up there. I wanted to show myself, nothing else. Bear with me. How are you doing? I hope we're doing well. Maybe let's get started. Let me just try that and see if that works. Let's see if this works. Okay. Okay. I hope you can all hear me. I'm trying to make this work. IT, please do help me sort this out. Okay. So we are getting there. Slowly getting there. Slowly getting there. Okay, there I am. Okay, fantastic. So fantastic. Looks like we're all live now. Brilliant. I think it's working. I think it's working fine. Fantastic. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a bit weird, to be honest, but hey, I'm here now. Fantastic. So thank you all for being live with me tonight. It's been a while. So thank you all for joining tonight. Really appreciate everyone that joined me live. Super excited about what I've got to offer tonight. So thank you to the people joining on YouTube. Thanks to the people who are joining me on Instagram and the other social media platform. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. It's going to be an amazing Thursday, amazing night. Super excited about what I've got to offer tonight. Really, really crazy golden nugget I'm looking to share tonight, because really and truly, I love to share what I've implemented to my life and what I've implemented based on my experiences. I'm hoping people can kind of replicate that and obviously use it for their own good. So thank you for being here. Tonight, I'm going to share with you the smartest way to become a millionaire, the way I've used it to become a property millionaire. I'm hoping that this will kind of shine a light to enable you to replicate or maybe get a bit of inspiration to get you going. So thanks for everybody who's joined me tonight. Super excited, really, really chuffed for being here. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. I hope the people on Facebook can hear me. So thank you, thank you. Right. Okay. So I hope the people on YouTube can also hear me. So thank you. I'm just trying this stuff out, right? Apologies if it's getting a bit weird. And I have not with my IT guys. I'm just trying this from home, but it looks like it's working. So wait, fine, fantastic. Thank you. The reason I'm sharing tonight's video is that recently I've got so many people asking me, look, Raheem, I really want to get into properties, but I'm struggling financially in the first place. I was told I need 50, 60, 70, 80,000 pounds to even start my property investment journey. So I've got a news for you. You don't need that much money to actually even start your property investment and also become a property millionaire along the way. So in today's session, that's exactly what I'm going to share with you. And I've also got some surprises at the end of tonight's session as well for the people that stayed until the end. So thank you for joining us tonight. So what are the 5 smartest ways to become a property millionaire? The first smartest way to become a property millionaire is basically to look for someone who is doing what you intend to do. Suppose you want to start to do something, look for someone who's very good at it. The person that you're looking for is not someone that is way ahead of you. right? You can have to look at that person for an inspiration. Okay, you want to look for someone that's not far away. Maybe they're in a third or fourth, maybe fifth property. Okay, see what they're doing, right? And suppose you see what they're doing and find a way to learn about what they're doing. I'll give an example for me. I wanted to start my property investment journey just over 7 years ago. Now it's coming to 8 years. I hated working for the people I was working for. I believe I believe I was scammed to go to uni to get about £40,000 debt, and I did not like it. I realized it wasn't working for me. But what really truly blew me away is when I was told the degree just to get me through the doors. I get trained to do all the stuff that I'm doing, but really wanted to do it, but I was told I needed lots of money, like most of you in this live tonight. But what had happened at that point, doing my research, looking for stuff, I saw a gentleman pointing a house that he said he's secured for about £1,000, and he's going to be basically renting that property out in room by room basis, and he was making about £500 or so. Okay, so that then really bring an alarm bell to me. So with that alarm bell, I start looking into that. So when I start looking into that, I realized he wasn't making stories up. And then what I did at that point is to basically replicate that, right? I replicated that in order to get me to start my investment. So the first thing you want to do to become a property millionaire is to look for someone that you would be able to copy. If you're able to copy word for word, go for it. It would only expedite your property investment journey, right? The second thing you want to be looking at if you want to be a property millionaire is to invest in an up and coming areas. So what do I mean by that? You want to be looking at areas where there is a generation going, right? Basically they're looking to uplift that area, or an area where lots of people are starting to acquire assets. So you may be thinking at this point, right, you may not have money to buy these properties, but what you could do actually, instead of buying the properties, you could rent them or lease them out, right, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Okay, so you look at these up and coming areas, look at where the demands are, right, where people are looking to starting to buy investment, right? So once you start looking at these areas, it begins to ring a bell. It begins for you to understand what is happening. Okay, so you look at that. So once you've looked at that, right, and then obviously you start investing in that area because now you know it works, isn't it? So that is the second way for you to be able to replicate what someone is doing by trying it in that area. Obviously, it's important for you to get them to guide and mentor you to take you to where you want to go, which would really be better for you to reduce the mistakes you've made. Okay? So, the third thing you want to do then, if you haven't got money, is to do some strategies called rent to rent. So now, what is rent to rent? Rent to rent is a process by which an investor would rent a house from a landlord and subsequently rent it out in room by room basis, right? So suppose then you've got a landlord, you've rented that property from that landlord for £1,000, and then you then subsequently rent the house room by room basis at a higher rate, right? So what you then do at that point, you pay your landlord, right? And then you keep the remaining balance after you've deducted all your expenses. You may be thinking that is illegal, right? It's not illegal. It's absolutely legal for you to be able to do that in the UK. If you haven't got 25,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 to buy a house, you can use that. And believe me or not, you can start with little or none of your own money doing strategies like that. You may be thinking, wow, I live in London. That's going to cost me a lot of money. If you live in London, perhaps you want to look for areas where the property prices are a bit cheaper. You can look for a house that is about 1,100 or 1,700. That's maybe 5 or 6 bedroom houses. So what you do at that point basically is to rent a property from the landlord, see the landlord as your wholesaler. Make sense? It's like, just imagine going to the wholesaler to buy an item. Okay, so the landlord will be your wholesaler. You will rent that property from that landlord on a lease basis that allows you to subsequently rent the rooms and then you then rent the rooms room by room. Then you are the retailer. I hope this is making sense. If it's making sense, give me a thumbs up. And again, if you disagree with whatever I'm saying here, please do comment so we can have a bit of debate. Okay. If anything is making sense, don't just sit back and watch me. Give me a thumbs up, love, so I know you're watching as well. Okay. So basically, you do that room by room, and then you may be able to make about £500. Okay. So once you start making that, you stick to that rule, right? You stick to doing that strategy. Do not go start doing anything else. Okay. Master that strategy. Because once you've mastered that strategy, what happens at that point, it becomes a lot more easier for you. Okay, it becomes a second nature, and people would know you for it, and that then becomes your identity. Here's a mistake lots of people do. They start one strategy, right? As soon as they realize that that strategy is a bit hard, they leave that strategy, jump on another strategy, thinking that strategy may be easier strategy, not knowing that it's a hard strategy. Okay, and then they double in that strategy, go on to another strategy, right? So what you want to do is to stick to one strategy, because that strategy, especially if it's going hard, it gives you opportunity to learn, right? It gives you opportunity to grow in the strategy. Don't see it easy and then don't see it hard and then you end up giving up. If you do, you either go back to the rat race, okay, or maybe go back to not doing it anymore because you think it's really hard. I'll give an example. When I start my investment journey, right, I started with rent-to-rent. For example, when I started rent-to-rent, I'm thinking, whoa, this is hard. It's very hard to negotiate with these landlords. And it was literally a pain, right? Negotiating so many no's, so many obstacles, so many things, right? It took me a very long time. I was nearly about to give up. Believe me or not, I was nearly month 7, the beginning of month 7, I did not get any deal. I was about to give up. But I took my laptop, wanting to apply for jobs, to go back to the rat race. But my inner self told me, come on, man, you've literally started this. Don't go back to doing what you were doing. I whacked the laptop down, right? I didn't even touch it for another 2 hours, right? Because I thought I was going to apply back going for a job. But I did not knowing I was about to hit the gold mine. Right? I was about, literally, a week later, I was able to secure about 4 or 5 property deals. Imagine if I'd give up at that time. Imagine, right? A week after that, I was able to secure 4 to 5 deals. Just imagine for a second. I actually applied for that job. Those 2-3 days, I would have been busy applying for jobs, preparing myself for an interview. If that had happened, maybe I wouldn't have been here with you right now, talking to you right now, because I would be busy doing some accountancy jobs, some month-end jobs, because literally it's on the 11th of Jan, right? So I used that strategy then. Let's not come to the real thing, right? So I used that strategy to get my first house 7 months before I got it, but I did not give up, right? So what I did at that point then, when I did that, I replicate the process. At the back end, I was copying someone else, right? I was recycling what they're doing, basically. Copying, educating myself, immersing myself, okay? Get my second property, get my third, fourth, fifth, right? In one strategy, which was the rent-to-rent, okay? HMO strategy. By the way, this is making sense. Give me a thumbs up. Thanks for the people that have joined me today. I have Gavin. Really appreciate you, bro. You're smashing it. I have Bar Arsenal. Thanks for joining. Tamis, thanks for joining. 55 Property UK. Thanks for joining. Sneak, thanks for joining. And Chishek, thanks for joining as well. Shed, Nas Hamed, thanks for joining. If I'm pronouncing your names wrong, apologies, by the way. Okay. And thank you all for joining. Really appreciate all the ones that have been here. Joshua Curry, thanks for joining as well. Really appreciate you. Right? So I've got that. right? Once I've started making money, I was making about £500 per property, right? By the end of month 12, I was on my 17th property or something like that. So you do the maths then, 500 times 17, how much money would that be making? So a month. So what I did at that point, any proceed I get, I don't go buying expensive cars, moving from where I was to another house. I stopped living where I was, right? Because I didn't care what people say about me, right? I had a vision and a mission to get me to where I want to get, right? So I stay in that place, right? I was in a shared house, by the way, if you guys want to know. I was in a 9-bedroom shared house. I moved from a 9-bedroom shared house, and then I moved to another 5-bedroom shared house until I get kicked out, basically, by my tenant. So I used to live with my tenant. Okay, I stayed there. I was making all that money, but I didn't go expensive shopping, expensive holiday, change my restaurant and try going somewhere else. No, I live exactly the same way. Probably even less the way I used to live. Right? Literally, I live way below my means. If you want to take anything away out of this session tonight, it's living below your mean. It's living below your mean. Do not try to keep up with the Joneses, because it will not get you anywhere apart from making other people happy while deep inside you're stressed out. Because that's how lots of people live, unfortunately. Right? They live to please people. So don't do that. So I'm living below my means once I'm hacking one strategy. And then what I then did at that point is to start looking at different strategies to get into, right? I look at rent to service recommendation. The same process, but this time instead of renting the property room by room, I was renting the property by the night. Some people call this strategy Airbnb strategy. Okay, that's the strategy some people call it. So I did that. So I've got my HMOs and I've got my service recommendation. See, I've got two. Okay, so I start making proceed from those. From the rent to rent profit I made, I funnel it to my service recommendation. Is this making sense? Give me a thumbs up. If this is making sense, give me a thumbs up or give me a love, whatever. Or if you disagree with what I'm saying, or you want to ask a question, feel free to ask a question. Okay, feel free to ask a question. Thank you so much for giving me the approvals. Shayna, Ahmed, and Tamis. Thank you, really appreciate you. Right? And Gavin, really appreciate you, bro. So again, so what I was doing at that point then, using my HMO income to do my service recommendation. And again, I was renting them. I wasn't buying at that point. Is that making sense? I wasn't buying, right? So it started becoming a snowball. Imagine then getting another SA. Service recommendation normally gives you about maybe 800 to about £2,000 a month net profit. Okay? So having those properties, having service recommendation. So now see it as a funnel, right? You know when you've got that funnel here, and it's got a pipe to feed it. You know, like, I'm not sure if some of you can relate to this. You know, when you run out of petrol or diesel in your car, right? So you go to the gas station to get a gallon or something, a container to put your fuel in. You've got a little funnel that you use, right, to pour the fuel in, right? But for me now, I have two of those funnels, right? I had the funnel, the first funnel, the HMO, and the other funnel service recommendation. So they're all pouring money into that little funnel to fill the tank. Is that making sense? If it's making sense, give me a thumbs up, right? So basically, these are making those funnels, right? So I've got those funnels throwing that money at me, okay? So what I then started to do is to start buying my own properties. So when I start looking then, I said, okay, now I'm getting all this revenue coming. I have not increased the way I live my life. I still live in the same way. I go to the same restaurant, go to the same supermarket. Until today, by the way, I go to the same supermarket. I don't give a monkey's what anybody think about me. It's all about what I think about me. Okay? I copy successful people. You look at entrepreneurs, millionaires, billionaires. Do they go to expensive supermarket? Do they go to this expensive branded shop? No, they don't. Because they've got their money to work a little bit better than buying branded stuff and things like that. Okay? Maybe if you're a celebrity, maybe you want to do that. But an entrepreneur, businessman, I have not seen one doing that. Okay? So basically, so I use that money then to start buying my houses. Okay? So I've got two property is throwing money at me, and I buy the asset. And the assets I was buying, the properties I was buying, are properties that needed work. In essence, I was buying dilapidated houses. What is dilapidated house? The dilapidated house are vacant, deteriorated houses that needs love to it. Okay, so that's what I was doing. I look for one. See, that one is a property that needs love to it. So what I do, I buy that property using the proceed I receive, the profit I receive from those two businesses, right? And I start buying my first house. Buy my first house, fix that, right? It was a challenge the first way. I made a massive mistake, right? Where I lost about £70,000. Yes, I did that, lost it, right? I made a massive mistake. It cost me altogether £70,000 because I made the mistake. 50,000 gone. I had to pay someone £25,000 to train me how to do what I intended. Again, arrogance is very, very painful. So I'd advise you not to do that. If you don't know what you're doing, get someone to mentor you, coach you. I thought I know rent to service accommodation. I know now how to do properties. Not knowing it's a different strategy. I know people are saying I'm making myself vulnerable here. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. So I made that mistake. I paid someone £25,000 to train me to do properties, right? So altogether cost me about £70,000, okay? So bought that property, but I did not give up when I made that mistake, right? I kept keeping on, right? Nobody knew about that, right? Well, only my wife who knew about it, okay? So I got my first house, but because I've got this funnel of money coming in, I've got enough to go again, okay? Go again, get my second house, do that up, again, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I rinse and repeat the process, right? Now I've got my rent to rent, I have my rent to service accommodation, and now I've got my own properties that I've rented on a normal rental basis. So now I've got 3 income streams: rent to rent, rent to service accommodation, and buy to let. Is this making sense? If it's making sense, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if this is making sense, please. And if you have any question also, feel free to ask this question, okay? So now, I rinse and repeat the process, okay? I rinse and repeat the process. I don't like selling properties. I do not sell properties. I like to keep them because keeping the properties is what gets you become wealthy, right? That's what gets you becoming rich because property prices in average in the UK goes up by between 8 to 15% a year. You do the maths. If you bought a property for £100,000, you hold it for a year, you got a capital appreciation of £10,000. Okay, so believe me, and that is real. Okay, that is real. So I continue doing that. Now I've got 3 income streams, right? Is this making sense to you now, right? So what I then do to expedite my property investment, I use this third smartest way to become a millionaire. So what I did, I take advantage of, you guessed right, working with someone experienced as a business partner. In essence, I started doing joint venture partnerships, okay, where some people will bring their money in. With a bit of experience, I do the legwork. So I was literally doing the work, right? They guide me through the process, I do the work. I did this with landlords. I did this with normal property owners that don't call themselves landlords. I did it with lots of people. So I was learning, and also I was making money along the way. Okay? So I consider partnering with these people, partner with them, and they help me elevate my property investment portfolio. Beauty of it, sometimes I don't put any of my money down, any of my own money in, right? None of it. So it becomes, guess what? Me doing the work, we share the returns. It's a win-win, right? They haven't got the time to do it. I've got the time, I've got the knowledge, I've got experience, they've got the money, they've got experience. We work together to build it, right? So and then I was get my 4th, 5th, 6th, and then still going at this point. And then I thought, you know what, I've got enough properties now. Why not start another income stream? Then I started my estate agency. My estate agency is the agency that manages, let, and sell properties. Okay, so that then becomes my fourth income stream. Okay, so you got rent to rent, rent to service accommodation, buy to let, and now you've got your estate agency. Okay, so that estate agency then starts one managing our properties, right, and start managing other landlords' properties. Is this making sense? Right, so you've got this four income stream coming in, and by the way, with less input of time. Physical job, no. Maybe I'm in the office because I love what I'm doing, looking at deals, analyzing deals, and all that sort of thing. But I don't have to do work to make that money. Is that making sense? Right, because I can't do four jobs at the same time to make that money. Okay, so that's how you could do the income stream. Okay, so I did that, got my estate agency, got that going, got that income stream as well, because now I realize I've got so many properties, it's good for me to put an estate agency, employ someone to look after the portfolio, right? So I've got four income streams. Okay, I'm telling you the story of my journey here, right? So now I've got that, I said, brilliant. And again, I stay to that. I stay in doing that. If this is making sense, give me a thumbs up. Sarah, thanks for joining. Davina, thanks for joining. Mohash, thanks for joining. Sid, really appreciate you, brother. Lorenko, thank you for joining. Toshki, thanks for joining. Officer, thanks for joining. Okay, really, 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 really appreciate you all. Right? So, and then obviously then it then becomes a snowball effect, and then I start then doing my renovation company. And then a couple of years ago, people start asking me, oh, Raheem, how do you do these things? I want to learn. How do I start to do what you're doing? I really, really like this. And I start helping people that way. Right? At the beginning, I was doing it for free. Right? And then people are saying, oh, I really like what you're doing. I want to copy what you're doing. Can you mentor me? Can you coach me? Can you teach me? Right? I did that. And then because it becomes lots of inquiries, and then guess what I did? That's another business. Right? So that then becomes my education business. Because people want to learn from someone who are actually doing what they are preaching. Most of the people that have approached me to mentor them or coach them are people that really connect with me because they know I'm doing what I'm saying, right? And obviously that is a restriction to those number of people as well. I don't take everybody, right? I've got maximum of numbers of people I take in my mentorship program. So because I know people are demanding that, I created that as a business, right? That then become my fifth income stream. Is that making sense? My fifth income stream at that point, okay? So it becomes the fifth income stream. And the beauty about guiding people or helping people to use property as a vehicle to make passive income, it's not about the money you make out of it. Because to be honest, I did it when I did it not for money. But the beauty about that is to see that you have impacted someone in a way that they become financially free and they don't have to work for anybody in their entire life, and you watch them become property millionaires, right? Knowing that you have not just helped that one person, but you've helped the entire family. Because once that person becomes financially free, the kids are happy, the partners are happy, they spend more time together, and they are happier. So you're literally helping generations. That's the joy it gets me. There's nothing better than me getting a phone call when one of my students saying, oh, Raheem, I've secured this deal. Oh, Raheem, I've finished the renovation. Raheem, the property is online. This is going. This is happening. It's absolutely amazing, right? That's what gives me dopamine to go more and help more and people, right? So these are the ways you can create multiple stream of income, right? And basically become a millionaire along the way. Here's the thing. In order for you to be able to do things like this is to do one thing. One of the main things you need to be thinking about. It's about adding value. Adding value. What do I mean by adding value? Do not go chasing money. Do not go chasing money. Do not go chasing people stuff for you. Okay, what you want to do, right, is to find people that you could serve, you can add value to. Because once you start adding value in people's life, they will reward you handsomely. I'll give an example. When I secured a rent-to-rent deal, I asked the landlord, is there anything else you want me to help you with? It could be renovation. It could be repairs. It could be maybe they need a couple of months rent, for example, in advance. I help them, right? I help them with that. Guess what? They reward me handsomely by either referring me to other people or giving me more of their properties. And by the way, I'm not doing it to get that referral. Like, I'm not doing it for them to do good to me. I'm just genuinely that sort of person. Anyone who knows me can testify to that. I genuinely go out there to help people. So in order for you to be a millionaire, especially a property millionaire, you have to be thinking about how you can add people, how you can add value in people's life. Because if you're not adding value in people's life, guess what? You will not make money. Right? And if you put money up front in whatever you do, you will not make money either. Right? But if you concentrate on looking at how you can add value in people's life, believe me or not, the money will always follow you. Money follow value added task. Write this down. Money follow value added task. If you're adding value, if you're impacting people, if you're helping people, they will genuinely be happy to pay you seriously return on whatever time you've put into them. Okay? And for you to become a property or millionaire, one of the things you want to take advantage of is tax. You have to look for the tax benefit. You have to employ the best person on the planet, if you can afford it, to help you avoid paying tax legally. Right? Not illegally, legally. Right? Find a way to how you can structure your portfolio in a way that you pay minimum amount of tax. If you can hack that, if you can do that, believe me or not, there's no way you will not become a property millionaire. And people may be thinking, this is so hard to do. It is not hard to do. The hardest part of becoming a millionaire is basically you being committed of doing it. That's the hardest thing. If you tell yourself, no matter what, I'm going to be successful and add value in people's life, believe me or not, you will be successful. You will be successful. You will definitely be successful, no matter what. Okay? So that's what you need to be wary about. Sorry, I've got my kids making some noise in the background. Okay? So adding value is what you want to be thinking about. Taking advantage of the taxes, that's what you want to be thinking about. And in order for you to be successful and really, really reap that success, if you're buying assets, hold them. If this is making sense, give me love, give me thumbs up. If you're not making sense, again, give me a comment there so I can see exactly what's happening. Okay, Nene, thanks for joining. Sinopis, thanks for joining. Daniel, how are you, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Right? So basically, that's what you want to be doing. Okay? You see, when I start my property investment journey, I made a promise. Right? Remember I said I told you I paid £25,000 to get my property investment going. What happened at that point when I paid that money is to make a promise. I said to myself, if I become a property investor and I'm very good at it, I will promise to make this as reasonable as it could possibly can to anyone who wants to become a successful entrepreneur or businessman. So that time has come. It took me about a year to do that. So what I did basically, I created a platform that allow each and everybody that is on this platform right now, on this live, can go there, subscribe for a price less than 2 cups of coffee a month. Basically, you don't have to go pay someone 20,000, 25,000 or 30,000 pounds to start your investment journey. It is called Rahim Bar's Club. It is a club where I literally have all my content, how I started, how I renovate, all the strategy, rent to rent, rent to service accommodation, buy, refurbish and refinance, refurbishment masterclass. All the stuff I'm doing is on that platform, right? You've got the money mastery, you have AI mastery, how to make yourself a professional, how you can start any other business, online businesses, for example, right? Exclusive tutorial of experienced investors as well, right? Behind the scene of unedited content of what I do. Okay, you get all that for less than 2 cups of coffee. For less than 2 cups of coffee. So I've just put that link there. I've pinned it there. It's rahimbad.com. Once you get to that platform, all you need to do basically is to click on that link, right? Hit the sign up page. It takes you to the registration page. Less than 2 cups of coffee. Okay. With that platform also, you'll be able to join my Q&As. I do fortnightly Q&As where you can sit with on a live session on a Zoom. You could ask me any questions that you want. Okay. Anything whatsoever, basically, you would ask me. Okay. You have an opportunity to have a one-to-one session with me as well. Okay. For completely free. People pay me about £500 to £600 to have an hour with me. You will have that for completely free of charge. Absolutely free. And the beauty of the platform also, you can ask me any question on the platform. You can ask me these questions, okay? I go in there, check the questions, answer the question, and you get notification from when I answer the question, okay? You get the notification, and you get discounts to any of my programs, any of my live programs. If you want to meet me in person, you can come and meet me in my events. You get 10% discount, okay? We have a WhatsApp group. We have Facebook group, we have Telegram groups, and basically it is an interactive platform where you could learn a lot more. Literally, there's no upselling in it. You get everything, absolutely everything. Okay? No upselling, nothing like that. You get every single thing in that platform. The reason why I'm doing this is that I know there are lots of people that really want to start investing, but they haven't got 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, or 10,000 pounds to invest in property courses. So I know some of you are here. I really want to do this, but you really struggle to raise that money. I've made it easy for you. For less than 2 cups of coffee, you can join that platform. Believe me or not, it's no contract, no commitment, and you can cancel at any time. If you've been to the platform and it's not for you, you can cancel. As I said, I did that a way of giving back. And that platform, basically, that is the cheapest I could make it, right? If I could make it any cheaper, I would have, right? So that is the platform. Go there. Don't leave this to chance. Don't say I'll do it tomorrow, the next day, the other day. Take your finances into your own hands. You want to take responsibility of your finances. Don't leave it to your employers, to the government, or to tomorrow or the next day. Don't procrastinate with it. You can spend more than 2 cups of coffee a month. That is less than 2 cups of coffee a month for only £8. £8 how much? Let me just check that. I can't even remember now. £8.40. £8.40. That's what you pay a month, right? Plus the VAT, obviously, that then includes the VAT, and that then plus the VAT. Literally, £8.40 is what you pay. Some of you are paying for Netflix, Amazon Primes, and all these platforms, right? That doesn't add any value to you. So I would advise you to kindly click on that link now. Click on it. Don't leave it to chance. It is your time to take your finances into your own hands for cost less than 2 cups of coffee. Less than 2 cups of coffee. That's what you would get from joining that platform. No contract, no commitment, and you can cancel at any time. absolutely free. All the property investment strategies are there. All the master classes are there. How to list your properties online, how to list your property on Airbnb, booking.com, how to advertise, how to vet your tenant, how to get tenants, how to get landlord, the script of what you need to say to the landlords, the contract, everything is in there, right? I gave it to you only because I want you to use property as a vehicle to make passive recurring income. So let's go back to it. The 5 smartest way to become a property millionaire is to look for someone, replicate what they're doing, get them to mentor you, coach you in a way you can replicate the whole process. Number 2, start with rent to rent because it requires you less money. Or start with strategy that requires a little bit of money. You don't have to have lots of money. Okay? Hack that multiple stream of income. Remember when I told you? Rent to rent, rent to SA, buy, refurbish, refinance, my estate agency, my renovation company, my education business. These are the way you create multiple stream of income to make you a millionaire. And when you're buying the assets, buy the asset and hold it. Don't sell the asset. Because you make more money when you keep your properties instead of selling it. So you can milk it. Every couple of years you can milk it and pull your money out. Partner with other people. Joint venture partnership. Go look for someone that you can joint venture with that will really help expedite your property investment portfolio a lot more quicker than actually doing it on your own. Okay? Next thing you want to be looking at, saving tax. Because guess what? Once you start making money, you need to be thinking how you can save tax. So these are the 5 tips, may need more than 5 of them actually, to use to become a millionaire. So the question I have for you now, are you going to leave this to chance? Is it just going to be another live you've watched, not taking any action? There was a definition by Albert Einstein. He said, doing the same thing over and over and over and again, expecting a different result is insane. So you don't want to be that, right? Please. Even if it's not my platform, I don't care. To be honest with you, all I wanted is to genuinely able to help people, but go and find someone to work with. Educate yourself. Do all this stuff. Stop it. Right? Educate yourself and do all this for you and your family. Okay, I really hope this session has been helpful. If it's been helpful, hit that like, follow me if you're not following me. If you are following me, share my channel to more friends and families. And by the way, if you haven't joined my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. There's so much content in there that I post every day. I post a new content to help people like yourselves to use property as a vehicle to make passive recurring income. I look forward to seeing you on the other side.